So, now let me get to the second part of this 2 dimension, right, innovation. Innovation is about developing new products or methods or ideas or even a business process, right. So, innovation is basically you have to start, your company has to start figuring out how to incorporate fast fail learning. Fast fail is basically it's no longer ready, aim, fire, right, the sequence. You can start firing without even aiming, for example, right. So, that is really what that is. You want to fail fast and learn from it. Fast fail learning is really one of the most important aspects of the digital world. You are able to actually create, for example, landing pages, multiple landing pages that actually shows up in differently for different customers, right. You deliberately want that because you want them to sense the difference. You want to sense the difference that they perceive in all these different landing pages that they see, right. And that is called A/B experimentation, right. So that is becoming an integral part of how you actually launch marketing campaigns in particular. So, fast fail learning is not just for marketing, obviously it can be applied in other contexts as well, but I am just giving an example in the realm of marketing because this is a digital marketing course. Real time experimentation is really also what enables fast fail, right. So, you can set up your, as I said earlier, you can set up your focus groups, for example, right, and then invite them online and then show them some initial products of how your features of your product, for example, or your new, even your new washing machine that they can actually look, and then you can showcase some features on how it does it, right, and then get their reaction, right. So, in real time, and you could actually be doing this on a live streaming video, right, simultaneously to millions of viewers, and you can actually even have it borderless, not just in some test markets here in the US, and you can open it up to many consumers around the world, so that you can actually get a diverse set of opinions and feedback, right. Fascinating, very fascinating, because that is only possible because of digital technologies. The third thing that is important with having some sort of innovation strategy is to have this rapid prototype evolution, right. There is become more agile, learn how to actually create prototypes very fast and evolve, right, and that is because of agile methodologies. You have to incorporate agile methodology in order to be able to innovate, right. So, if innovation has to be fast as everything else, right, because you have to move at the speed of business. If you do not innovate and offer a product to the marketplace, then you may have difficulty being able to sustain your competitive advantage. You have to constantly innovate in this digital world, because you could easily become very stale. Just think about going and searching on Google about some topic that you are very interested in. It could be something related to health or wealth, right. So, you may want to have the most current information so that you can actually act upon it, right. So, if you are going to get stale information that is 2 years old, right, that is not been updated, it is not useful, right. So, these are all some interesting things that you have to be aware of. So, strategy and innovation, these 2 dimensions are very solid, and these two have to go hand in hand in terms of how you want to take your company forward, whether it is by quarter or in the next 5 years. Strategy and innovation, this is how you need to look at it. So, on to the next 2-dimensional element, right, process and workflow. What is a process? It is basically a sequence of execution tasks, right, and actions that you want to take. So, the focus is on execution of your business process, because business process is the foundation for your execution engine. So, it goes both ways, right. So, without business process you cannot execute your business strategy, right. So, hence this is a big area, because you can basically automate the business process and you are able to scale suddenly, right. handling million ride requests for Uber, for example, right, which I mentioned earlier, is only possible because they have a digital business process that can handle that, right, both within the company on how they can match up the rider with the available driver, right, in near real time, right. So, within 3 seconds or under, you already have a driver assigned to you, right. It's just amazing, right. And that's possible because of real time technology and a very well defined business process of matching, right. So, obviously, because it's the execution of business processes, it is the enabler of business performance as well, right. So, just having a very good process, right, well defined process is not enough, right. You have to business performance is more than just defining and implementing a process. It is also connecting these processes into some sort of business strategy goal and then achieving those, right. So, process, as part of your new digital business process, you have to be very agile, very flexible, and you have to be adaptable. Like I said earlier, that small mom and pop store, she was able to move into the e-commerce world, but she has challenges as well, obviously. So, now she has to handle inquiries that come to her, right. She is the only one working on it. Soon she may hire another person to help her with it, but right now that is how she is doing it. So, she has to be more agile, she has to be more flexible, she has to be adaptable somewhat, right. So, same thing apply to even big companies, right. If you look at a small department of a few people, same thing, you have to be agile at that level and you have to be flexible, adaptable, all the way back up to the department level, division level, and so on, right. So, workflow is basically the flow of work from initiation to completion. That is how I define it, right. So, there are many tasks in your business process that needs to be accomplished, right, many tasks. Those tasks are implemented through what is called as a workflow, right. The focus is on execution within a single process, right, within a single process. So, that is the distinction between a business process and a workflow. Workflow is an integral part of a business process, right. So, tracking progress of critical tasks is very important. So, workflow is really basically highlights that, right. So, you want some decisions to be made within 2 days, you want some decisions to be made now, you want some decisions to be made in the next hour, and so on, right. It depends on the business process, depends on what business goal you want to try to achieve, right. So, tracking progress of critical tasks is extremely important, and this can be automated, right. The digital world allows you to automate these workflows. Believe it or not, there are a lot of government institutions that I have spoken to are still thinking about how to incorporate workflow, right, digital workflows in their bureaucratic process that they have, right. It may sound bureaucratic, but it is what it is, right. They have to go through all those motions because they are responsible for the taxpayers' money on how it is used, right. So, automation, workflow automation for is very important as well for efficiency and scalability, right. So, the more of the business process and more of the workflow, if it is automated, you can actually improve your efficiency and scalability in large orders of magnitude, right. So, this is true for government, this is true for business as well, right. Government, I am using government as a good example for this is because the in the government the business process is long for everything, right. You want to get something approved or get a grant approved, for example, it's a long process, and also there is approvals that need to go through in between, right. Yeah, it has to go through different departments before your grant is approved, and then after the grant is approved, they have to find out if you if the budget office has the money to give it to you, right. So, it's a very complex organization, right, a government. So, that's sort of the extreme form, right, and so that's why enabling government, for example, e-government is a huge interesting task. So, process and workflow are very critical for executing your business and enabling your business performance.